So now we're going to look at a different situation, and this situation is one where you run out of electrons before you get that central atom filled up. So we're going to do an example with N2. And I just want to point out over here that it says right here, if there aren't enough electrons, you're going to use lone pairs from the least electronegative outer atom. They're all going to be more but the least electronegative outer atom to make a double bond. So this is what we're going to do here with the nitrogen. We're going to take N. We're going to count them up. He's got 5 and there's 2 of them. So that's 10 electrons right there. I'll slide this over to the side here. So now we've got N. I'm going to fill this all in. So I started with 10, right? So 10, and then I've used up 2 here. So now I'm at 8. 6, 4, 2, 0. Now, the problem is that this obviously does not have enough electrons at all. It's like short electrons. Even if I and I could be like, oh, well, maybe I made a mistake on how I'm adding them up. So maybe I'd put those 2 electrons over here, and then I'll okay, now I'm going to count it. Well, I still have, if I'm going to count up, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You see how it doesn't matter how I arrange those electrons and where I put them as drawn, there just aren't enough electrons to make everyone 8, and that's a problem. Just as comparison, up here, what I had extra electrons. I did the countdown and I had extras and I threw them on the central atom. That's like the opposite of the problem we've got here. We don't have extras. We've run out before making this 8 and before making this 8. So to fix this, it isn't a huge thing at all, and I just happen to be grabbing these 2 electrons, but you can grab any of them. I mean, you don't have to grab this particular set. And I'm going to slide a pair of electrons over and make a bond. So now let's count them up again. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, the problem, I've used the right number of electrons, but when we count them up to make sure that everyone's 8, you can see that I have 8 on this side, but on this side, I've only got 6. Can you see how this doesn't have enough electrons? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm still not okay. So I'm just going to grab another pair of electrons. I'm going to grab it from the other nitrogen just to make it prettier. And I'm going to make another bond. I'm going to put them up here and turn those into a bond. So now, still we're going to count. So we have 10, so here's 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. So I've still only used those 10 electrons, but now I've been able to move them around so that I've got the right number. Because if you look on this side, I have a total of 8 electrons, and then I also still have 8 when I'm looking over at that side. So just be careful when you're adding stuff up when it has double and triple bonds. Make sure you've got it really clear. I'm going to do another simple one. You're going to be doing some that have 3 atoms in them, but I'm going to do another simple one. Here's O2. Oxygens are 6. There's 2 of them, so that puts me at 12. When I draw this structure, OO, and then I put the, and I start counting down, I've got 12. I've used 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. You'll notice I've used the right amount. Like I can count up and I can say, okay, I've used 8 on this side, and then there's 10, 12. So I've got the right number of electrons out there, but the problem is that right oxygen doesn't have a total of 8 around it. It's really important to pay attention to these totals of 8. So all I'm going to do is grab a pair of electrons here. You'll notice, see, I'm not adding electrons or anything, so that's why my electron count isn't changing. Just turning it into a bond right there. And you can, if you're worried about the electrons, so again, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I got my 12 electrons. And then you can also look around the atoming and say, okay, yeah, this has 8, and oh, this has 8. Because remember, there are 2 electrons in each bond. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have the 6, and then the 8 of the electrons on this side. So we fixed everyone. So that's how you're going to go about figuring out if something has a need for a double or a triple bond, or maybe multiple double or triple bonds. And it's just by when you add up your electrons, one of your atoms is short 8, and there's no way to make the electrons move around so that you've got 8.